What's up? How's it going? We're back in the Landis today. This is going to be the last night before I go to Taichung for a couple days. So basically we are here kind of doing some vacation. Like I said yesterday. Today, not that much stuff happened. I woke up a little late. I woke up at 10:30, just missed breakfast. Kind of scheduled some meetings with my aunts. Last night, I was trying to set up a lunch with two aunts. And basically, we were going to meet up at these like hip tea places for afternoon tea. But one of my aunts, kind of conservative, didn't really want to like go somewhere she didn't know of. So I had a recommendation from my friend Silvana, who lives here, but basically the addresses didn't work. So I don't know what happened with that. We'll have to talk about that, Silvana. We ended up going to the Saint Remo, I think, or something. San Want Hotel, which was, oddly enough, when my aunt picked me up, we drove right basically we stopped right across the street from Luxy. So it was like crazy. I just went there last night. But before we went to San Want, we figured out the plan. We're going to meet up at 3 o'clock. So after that, I went to eat breakfast or brunch. Went over to the Formosa Chang's place. It's like kind of like a chain, but kind of a small hole-in-the-wall chain. They had this rice with this beef sauce kind of stuff put on it. Pretty sweet, pretty good. I'd probably rather go with the regular rice. It's a little strong, the sauce, but they had some pork. This like breaded grilled pork, I guess, sautéed pork. Delicious. It's like semi-sweet and salty. I also had a hard-boiled egg, like the brown hard-boiled egg. We also had some, I guess, pork chop. Not really sure how that worked. I think it was boiled. My dad makes stuff like that. It's very sweet and good. Also had this plate of vegetables that was pretty solid. It was like crunchy. Didn't taste like much, which is what I like. And also had this sweet and sour tofu. That wasn't that good. It kind of had this vinegar on it. Not a big fan of vinegar, but I finished it anyway. And I had some plum juice. It was disgusting. Couldn't finish it. That's pretty much it for that. So that was real close to the hotel. Walked back, and then found out that there's a basketball court in a park about a 10-minute walk away. So I actually went over there at around 1:30. Got back around 2:30. Didn't really get in a run. There was only one or two dudes there. I ended up shooting around with this little kid who was terrible, but it was kind of cool just shooting around with people from Taiwan. I talked to this kid. He's in high school in Taiwan. He loves the Lakers like everyone else here. So it was cool, like talking to locals and playing. So tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be either playing in Taipei or Taichung. Anyway, so we went to San Want. They had a really good afternoon buffet. They had some really good Italian noodles, like seafood Italian noodles with mushrooms. They had what else they had? A lot of different desserts. I actually brought my cake that the Landis gave me here, and we tried to share it with my two aunts and an uncle. What else did they have? They had salmon, like they had sashimi, they had some rolls which were not that good. They had some sea bass Thai style, and all different types of stuff like salad, also some other type of salmon prepared, I forget what kinds, smoked salmon. So I had a nice hearty meal there 2 hours after I just ate. And after that I actually went over to the Monet exhibit. There's a Monet exhibit coming on for about a month. Luckily I was here. Unfortunately though, so I went over to the Taipei Art Museum, I guess it's called, Fine Arts Museum. Paid like 10 bucks, went in. Monet's stuff to me, like his his pictures of his water lilies and of his house, or like the garden behind his house. I didn't really like it. It was just kind of like blobs of paint, like put on a palette or put on a canvas. What is interesting is he paints these huge murals, and up close it doesn't look like anything, but when you move away, it does kind of look like the things. Like there's this rose bush picture where you go up close and you can't see anything. You move away, kind of has the structure of a rose bush. You see the little red marks. Some of his stuff is amazing. When he paints like something that's solid, like there's a boat. There's another one. Let me show you. I have a couple postcards I got. This one was my favorite one. I don't know if you can see this. It's basically, it's called the Pepler sur les bords de Elbt. So it's basically a lake with some trees in the back. It's really amazing seeing the real painting because, as you can see, this lake is a reflection of all this stuff up top. So he was able to kind of like mix the watery kind of bent images and just really capture that reflection. It was pretty amazing seeing that. Looking up close at how he does it is just crazy. I don't know how long it takes to make these paintings, but it's really amazing. I definitely like the Van Gogh Museum better because you kind of walk through his life throughout his paintings, whereas this one was just like a section of his life, and the section of his life, the paintings to me weren't that impressive, so I was kind of like bored. There was like a 45-minute video. I didn't realize how long it was. I thought it was gonna be like a 10-minute one. 45 minutes of his entire life. It was very, very boring. But I read like the timeline. There's a timeline on the wall. I read through it in like 10 minutes, and then sat through that. I was kind of unhappy about it. So after I finished that exhibit, went down, got some gifts, got some postcards, got some magnets from my mom. My mom loves soft magnets, so if you ever have a gift idea for her, soft magnet. Went through there. Then I found out there's a second and third floor where normal stuff in the museum is kept. So they had a photography of Taiwan exhibit on the second floor. That was okay. There's some interesting things there. And then on top there were like paintings from Shi Sun, I think. I don't remember the guy, but I definitely saw a couple paintings that I really liked. I think he went to India, learned about Buddhism, so he made some paintings about the Buddha. Those are very nice. I'm gonna definitely try to get a copy of some of those to put up in my future house. They're very beautiful. Some of his stuff is very precise, very much like that. So since then, I walked back home. It was maybe like a 10, 15, 20-minute walk, and I've just been here doing expense reports and just kind of talking to some people here and there, trying to catch up, you know. It definitely gets a little depressing here because I'm not around people that I'm friends with or that I love. I definitely talk to aunts and friends, but other than that, definitely starving for some attention and some discussion, because when I'm awake, people are asleep back at home, and when I'm asleep, people are awake, so it's kind of rough. But anyway, tomorrow I'll be coming to you live from Taichung. Found out that I'm going to be staying at the Hotel 1 instead of the Tempest, which I'm very pleased about. It's actually a Landis property. Well, you tell, I guess. So anyway, holler at your boy. Talk to you soon. Bye.